Boys Night, Boys Night, Boys Night, Boys Night.
All right. Welcome back to the Boys Night podcast. This time, we're going to be talking about Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Poltergeist. I hope you guys are excited. Yes, the remake. So, it's not the old one, the good one. We're talking about the new one. So, this show, we talk about 3 movies. We explain them, give us our 2 cents on them, and just let you know how we like them. There's a spoiler alert. Every movie that we talk about, we're going to have spoilers. We basically explain the movie, and, like, we don't like to leave stuff out, so we talk about it. So, if you guys want to listen in, go ahead and watch the movies first, or listen to this, and then if you want to watch the movies later. There is an explicit warning. If you're a little kiddo, don't listen. Let's see, how much do we got here yet? It's been about a minute.
Fuck!
Yeah, don't fucking listen, dude. I think we're good now.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Let's jump into it.
So our first movie is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. To summarize it up, it's about a bunch of teenagers in high school having nightmares, and they seem to all figure out that they're all haunted by the same person, and then their dreams slowly start to become more of a reality, and people start dying from their dreams.
Damn, I had literally 4 notes for this. I don't know why. And I like this movie.
Yeah.
I just didn't have much to say about it, I guess.
So that's like a quick summary for someone who's never seen the movie, but
I had 7.
odds are if you just know anything about horror culture at all, you'll know pretty much this whole movie,
Yeah, it's
just
pretty
like
popular.
on basis. I like this movie less now than I used to, just from watching the first time, but like it has an iconic soundtrack. It's a little too loud at times.
Way too fucking loud, dude. That was my first note. It's way too loud.
Super loud.
I think the reason of that, because in like some of the nightmare scenes, is because they actually film it in a real boiler room, so it's like
So they're really on set,
Yeah.
on scene.
But yeah, it's just sometimes way too fucking loud. Like you'll turn it up to hear what they're saying, and then there is a random screech out of nowhere.
Yeah,
It's just the classic sound.
we had to adjust the volume like 3 times at the beginning.
Easily.
Oh, it was pretty crazy.
The intro, like just when it starts,
Yeah.
the first sounds of the movie are loud as shit.
It was quiet. It was like... And then finally it was like...
And it
I'm
just
like,
kept
oh,
being
fuck.
loud.
Yeah, because like I turned it up to the volume that we usually watch the movies on this TV with, and we're like, "Oh, this is gonna be fine." And then literally, I turned it down, and like, "Oh god!"
It's like
Getting
Ryan
blown away.
Dunn. Yeah, like Ryan Dunn sitting in a
Yes.
chair behind the jet.
Yeah.
That was us.
That was us.
Does anyone have any scenes at the beginning that they?
Oh. I guess, man, this was later on. I really didn't take notes for a little while.
Yeah, I get it. I mainly just like talked about Robert Englund. He's like iconic for this role.
Yeah,
now. Like,
definitely.
they tried remaking it down the road, and the guy who did it was like, he was okay, but the direction they took was kind of wrong. But you definitely see a difference when Robert Englund isn't under the Freddy glove.
Yeah, and this is Wes Craven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, I'm not, just so everybody, the audience knows, I'm not into horror movies that much. I watch them. Sometimes I like them. Most of the time I don't. But even I know who Wes Craven is. Mm-hmm. That's a very big name in the horror movie genre.
It does help that he puts his name in the movie. Like a Wes Craven, Wes Craven's,
It's huge. His name is a big font, too. They want you to know who made that movie.
And like later down the line, when I think like the 8th movie, it's like Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, New Nightmare.
Shit, dude. But
Nightmare on my street.
Nightmare in the sheets.
So, my first note is intro way too loud. My second note is fuck Nancy and Tina. Just straight out of the gate. Not a big fan of the main characters. Though, I do like what you said while we're watching it, Chance, how when you were a kid, you thought that Tina was the main character.
Yeah.
I thought that too, for being honest. I full on thought that. So that was kind of cool how they just get her right in the beginning.
Because usually in like horror tropes, they'll show a lady or a person and they'll either die, and if they don't die, they're like the main person who spreads the word of this new being, and she originally starts spreading the word to like Nancy and all them. And you're like, shit, she's gonna fight through it all. And then the second time you see Freddy, fucking gets her.
Yeah. It's kind of wild.
The first time you meet Rod, you think, all right, he's just a big douche hitting on the girls. The second time you meet him, you're like, he throws a fucking knife in Johnny D's face.
Yeah, Johnny Depp is in this movie.
Johnny Depp is also, he's also in this movie.
I wonder if this was before or after Crybaby. I wonder, because he looks like he's super young in this movie.
Ooh, that's a good thing to. So, are we looking up Johnny Depp's first movie?
Well, it's actually one of the facts that I have. This is his film debut.
Oh, look at that! I don't even need to Google it. Yeah, he's already got it. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can tell.
He's a baby as fuck.
Well, he also doesn't have any of his like normal majors.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like
the acting in this movie is not too great, but it's when it come out. Nancy. Nightmare.
I want to guess like 1982.
Going 90s? I'm saying 70s. 84.
I was close.
You were way closer.
Because I knew this came after Halloween, and Halloween was 1978.
Oh, that's, yeah. Ooh, look at you, detective.
Yeah, like, from the starting... So, yeah, when Nancy... it's Nancy, right? The blonde?
No, that's Tina.
Tina. Okay, so Tina's the one who we thought was the main character... and then eventually does a role shift after Tina dies. Ooh, nice. Tina, before she dies...
Succulent.
Sustenance. So, before Tina... Or, like, when Tina dies, they... her and Rod are having sex.
Oh, dude.
The sex was fucking louder than the intro, dude.
The loudest of sex.
Like, so Johnny Depp and Nancy, they're downstairs.
Well, no, Johnny's downstairs, Nancy's in a separate room upstairs.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, Johnny's asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
He can hear
Nancy
that
doesn't
shit.
want to fool around.
Yeah, they are so fucking loud. He's just like trying to sleep, being a friend. And
they're there for Tina, and Tina's getting piped by Rod.
Yeah. Which, I thought he was a bad guy at first.
Yeah.
And then they kind of made it like he's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But it did not seem like that.
So I think what it was is they're on again, off again, boyfriend, girlfriend, and they fight a lot.
And then they plow.
Yeah. Well, we know Tina's home life isn't too great.
Yeah.
They kind of allude to that during the movie that, her mom has had multiple boyfriends. She just disappeared to Vegas for a couple days.
Yeah, they're at her house.
Never comes back when she figures out that her daughter's dead. It doesn't come back at all to talk to the cops about it.
In the story.
Yeah, and Nancy, I think, had the worst death. Okay.
Death? You mean Tina?
Tina,
Tina.
yeah, sorry,
Oh,
Tina. Yeah, you got me doing it.
So badass, too.
Tina's was cool. How they filmed it was pretty cool. But, she got gutted and bled and just dragged around the roof.
Yeah, she dragged around the roof.
I said roof.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, she ends up on the ceiling. That's why I love, I always talk about practical effects. But, that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie because she's getting fucking thrown around and it looks natural. It's like they had to use wires, but they made it look good.
Yeah.
And she ends up on the ceiling and being dragged around there. And then, I always like to look at maybe how they made it or whatever. So they have to flip the room upside down, but make sure that anything that would normally move that's upside, so curtains, they have to glue that shit down. They have to make it look like it's not moving.
I'd hate to be that guy.
Yeah, right? So they flip it upside down, and then on top of that, they put Rod into the scene, and he's still on the ground, and he's
reaching up.
He's yeah.
Tina!
So yeah, it's really cool, honestly.
He makes no effort to pull her
No
down.
effort. He's just sitting there.
He's literally the furthest away that he can be from her in the corner. He's like,
I'll kill you, motherfucker! You can't even see what's going on.
Oh, so funny.
And I like this scene because Brady was saying that sometimes Freddy gets a little too close to the girls in this movie.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think it happens a lot. But in one of the Scary Movie ones,
rip-offs. Scary Movie 2.
Yeah, she has sex with Freddy Krueger, and they're doing it on the fucking walls and the ceiling.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, very good movie.
So after that, bloodbath of a room gets discovered, which I don't know why they didn't bring the FBI in instantly. When someone dies like that,
there's so much blood.
It was bad. It was brutal. Local cops thinking they can handle that. It's hey, maybe call for help.
Pass it on up.
Yeah, get some help in here because that's not. They said it was just a straight razor or sharp ass knife.
I mean,
It's pretty impressive.
multiple
It was multiple knives, yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's a demon knife though. That's fuck, dude.
Uh,
That cool. That glove they make for Freddy.
yeah, that's just it.
That's iconic. I
That's
gotta
like
give him
the-
that one. That's of all the serial killer murder weapons.
That's the best one.
That's kind of the coolest one.
Yeah, because everyone else is usually just like a knife or a machete or
yeah.
a chainsaw. Chainsaw's pretty dope.
Yeah, but it's cool like when you make your own shit.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Because that's so, and like, everybody knows Freddy. Like,
Yeah.
even if you've never seen any of the movies, even a lick of them, like, you know Freddy. Like, he's always a costume. He's always, just because, it's so, like, specific. There's the glove with the claws, the fucking striped sweater, and the hat, and a burnt face.
A burnt fucking ugly ass face.
Yeah, I feel like it's the easiest costume to do, and it's cool. Like, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, but later on in the movie, Nancy starts having more dreams about Freddy, and with her talking with like Rod and a few other things, she eventually starts like figuring out like kind of what's happening. Like everyone's having the same dream of the same guy, and she starts like just trying to find like background information about him, like talking to the mom, talking to the dad. No one in this town's fucking helpful at all. Like the doctors suck, the police officers suck, the teachers suck because she just like she has a mental breakdown in the classroom, and the teacher just lets her walk off.
Such a run out of the classroom does nothing. That's pretty fun.
And she's like, "All right, let's resume the lesson." It's like, you gotta call someone.
Can we talk about how no one can run in this movie?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the thing. Like in their dreams, because Freddy haunts them in their dreams.
Yeah,
they run like they would run in their dreams, and it's so annoying to watch because they're like, no. Running away from them at 2 miles an hour.
Dude, it's less than that, man.
It has to be.
So like you see Tina do it, and you're like, okay, maybe it's just Tina. Then Nancy starts running. Like, nope, nobody can run in this fucking movie except for Johnny Depp. You see him do a cool little run in the beginning.
Yeah.
When he kisses Nancy goodbye and he runs to class.
But that was in the normal world, not the dream
that
world.
was in the world. Both worlds, no one can run.
Well, and that's another thing. So, basically, the whole time you're watching this, you don't know whether or not they're actually in a dream until like later on. Then you can kind of assume. But
Unless they're wearing pajamas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that they always put them in their gym jams.
That's
but then you
cool.
don't know if they're out at night or if they're dreaming.
Yeah.
That's the mystery part.
And with Nancy, she starts like trying to refuse to sleep. So with her, it's hard to tell if she's in a dream or not because sometimes she could just like fade off because she's going days without sleeping.
Yeah.
Which is impossible.
Yeah, there's no way. She's just drinking coffee the whole fucking time.
Yeah, and when she goes to the doctor to evaluate her in her sleep and shit goes awry because she's having those kind of nightmares, she immediately has a gray streak in her hair. Like it doesn't just start at the roots; it's just a pure gray streak.
So
now that's magic.
That's pretty magic.
Fucking magic.
Apparently, you can go 11 days continuously without sleep. That's the longest recorded. No one really knows how long you can go, but it definitely fucks your brain the longer you go.
Yeah, you
Is
go
that with
insane.
or without drugs?
It just says the longest recorded time is 264 hours or just over 11 consecutive days.
I can do it.
That's so wild.
I think that's
Because
good.
After honestly a day, if you've ever stayed up more than a day, like your memory, it starts like lapsing, like you
Brain
can't
turns to
remember.
mush.
Yeah, because when you sleep, like it's kind of like a storing, like you store all your memories. So when you're up, if you're up for four days, you're not gonna remember 2 days ago what your lunch was. You're gonna think that was yesterday, and then you're gonna flip those like stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, but she's staying up this whole fucking time. She falls asleep a couple times, I guess.
Yeah, for like 20 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time.
I remember in like high school being like, "Oh, we're gonna pull an all-nighter," and then you hit like 6 a.m. and you're just oh
Yeah. Talking about your brain regulates itself is by sleeping, and like all the chemicals that goes through your brain throughout the day, it flushes it out. Mm-hmm. So if you don't sleep, it's just building up in your brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
not good.
And that was one thing I talked about. I didn't write it down. I don't know why, but how in the dream state in this movie, it's all it makes sense. Like they can't run fast. Mm-hmm. You explore shit that you wouldn't normally explore in real life because you kind of just do shit on your own and your dreams just flow. So when something bad happens in her dream, she'll be like, oh, I'm not gonna like walk towards that. Like she just follows it. Like there's one scene where Tina's body's being dragged around the room, and she's like, "Let me follow it." There's a blood stain on the floor.
She really stumbles into a hall monitor, but she's Freddy Krueger because she's wearing the green sweater and everything, and she's just like, "Okay," and then he even like waves at her with her voice, and she's like,
"Where's my hall pass?
I'm gonna keep going."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But when it's actually a dream, like you know, like you wouldn't think about that. You just be like, "Oh, whatever." But yeah, I think that's the cool part. Of that.
Do you guys have trouble running in your dreams? Because I've never had that problem.
I do.
I can't punch, but I can run.
I can't.
I can fucking run in my dreams.
It's kind of 50-50.
So I didn't even notice that was a part of the dream thing. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool detail.
I can never remember myself running, but I know like I can travel fast, but I don't know if I'm actually running. You know, like, sometimes
when
you just
I
put your
want
brain
to
in
run
this
fast, when I'm like running away from something, no, I can't.
See, I never run away from things in my dream. I just don't have scary dreams anymore. But I feel myself running sometimes, like in real life.
Yeah,
it's weird as shit.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's one time I fucking...
Let's go, Freddy. I'll take you.
It was the weirdest thing. Like, I was not fully asleep, I guess. Like, I was having a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously I was asleep. But, like, I guess I was having a nightmare. I had to have been having a nightmare. And I was trying so hard to get out of this position that I was in that in real life, I threw myself against the wall, and I fucking hit the wall. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing to myself right now?"
Dude, Freddy's throwing you around, man.
Yeah, that's what it was like. Oh, it was so funny. So it's kind of crazy what you do in your sleep.
Oh shit. Okay. So in a little bit later, when Nancy falls back asleep, I think this is like the second or third time she falls asleep, and you see Freddy, and he has those long ass. My instant note was like, he needs to get drafted to the NBA. Why is he not playing, dude?
That guy's like got the glitches on the...
Dude, he's got the best block rating, man. Yeah, he just sticks his arms in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, once she starts, like, having a defense for Freddy, she wants to tell her boyfriend, Johnny Depp, well, Glenn.
Glenn. No, it's not Glenn, it's Johnny.
But she wants to, like, go find him or whatever, and she's like, hey, wake me up at a certain time. And it makes no sense to me because she's like walking down this road and then she yells back, "Oh, are you still listening?" And then he pops out in her dream, but like, "Yeah, I'm still here."
Yeah.
How is he in the dream?
Well, maybe it's just her mind thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, hey, maybe this isn't a dream; it's real life.
I think I viewed that as her sleep talking, and then he replied,
he answers back,
so she just imagined him there. But still, I thought it was so funny because he pops up behind a tree, he's like, "Yeah," and then goes back behind, and he's gone.
Yeah, because whenever I'm sleeping and I'm talking in my sleep, I don't know if anyone responds. Like, I'll ask him, and then you'll say, "Oh yeah, I told you to go back to sleep." You're like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember shit.
Yeah,
it's me.
And how do they remember their dreams? You don't remember dreams.
You remember some dreams.
You remember some. Oh.
Okay.
Fucking.
And then she eventually she tries to do that defense again with Glenn, but she wants to meet up because her plan is she's pulled a hat out of her dream. So now she can pull out Freddy in her dream. That
must mean Freddy can come back.
So she calls Glenn, who lives across the street, thank God. Well placed.
Really?
But she's like, meet me on my porch at midnight. I want you to stay up. Don't fall asleep before midnight. Meet me here. And then I want to go in my dream, pull him out, and then I want you to kill him with like a baseball bat because you're a jock.
You're a jock. You got a bat.
You can do something. You just use a baseball bat or something.
The only thing that tells you he's a jock is he wore a half jersey.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes him a jock.
Yeah. And he's in decent shape and he's a dude.
Is he even... He's just skinny, really. He's not even in decent shape. He's got no abs. He's got no muscle mass. Yeah. Rod tackled his ass in the beginning of the movie, and he just took it.
Yeah.
But he did get a knife thrown in his face, and he was pretty standoffish.
Yeah, he's like, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
But it's like, why would Nancy trust him to stay up till midnight when she asked him to be like, hey, I want you to stay awake for 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's
true. And
then
he passed out.
The night before, he was supposed to stay for 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so she's like, I want you to stay up for a few hours.
I know, and they even, before that, they talk about, like, oh, hey, I know when you get nervous, you fall asleep. Like, they even say that.
Yeah. And they make notes, well... You kind of notice that he's having the same dreams as them, but he just doesn't want to admit it. So it's like...
I do like that, the subtle nods that they do to that.
But you think that if he was having the same dreams as them and gets as scared that he would take it more seriously, he's kind of just a bad boyfriend.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Yeah. You can't stay awake for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, furious.
Come on,
You know.
dude.
Yeah.
And go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, but eventually he falls asleep.
Yep. That's what I was about to say. Yep.
Yeah, he falls asleep, and she tries calling, and his parents don't want her around him because she's going fucking psycho. And he has probably one of the best deaths in this whole movie because he gets like yanked into his bed, and the only thing you see is like gallons of blood shoot out of his bed all over the ceiling.
Way more blood than I think the human body has.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know I said Tina's death was probably the worst, but I kind of forgot about that when I was talking about that. So
yeah.
Well, you know, it depends on how fast he died because he kind of exploded.
See, I think that because I wish they would have showed it. It probably would have been too graphic for back then. But I think because he's pulling into a hole, Freddy was like a little garbage disposal down there.
Oh yeah,
like,
and he just got grounded up.
Yeah,
see, like a meat grinder garbage disposal
and
thing.
Just shoots it all up.
Yeah, I still think Tina's probably the worst then.
Yeah,
she felt that.
Yeah, she felt
that the whole time.
I think. It's definitely the best kill in this movie is between those two.
Yeah,
but
both because of practical effects too.
Yeah.
Like there's no CGI. It's like they didn't have that shit back then.
Yeah.
So
they wasn't around.
Yeah,
I think I'd give it to Johnny's kill.
Yeah,
I like it.
Just because it was like, I don't know. It reminds me of the Shining scene, like with all the blood, because there's so much blood. Dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely best kill. I'll agree with you. Most gruesome. Horrible one that I don't want. I think I'm still going Tina.
Yeah, Tina.
But
because you see it happen. Like,
coolest kill, definitely Johnny.
Yeah.
And
the
transition of him being sucked into the bed, like with the claw and everything. Yeah. I think that was cool. With TV and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back then, you listen to music off a record player with your big ass headphones, and you watch TV on a fucking big TV on your bed. Yeah, he literally was laying with it in his bed. So I think that's so cool. I just love retro shit like that.
That's living life right there.
That's living life. But you fucking fall asleep doing it too.
Big ass house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All of them have big ass houses.
Every horror movie.
Elm
Somebody's
Street is
rich as
living. They're lavish.
Well, so this is kind of after the main reveal, I guess, is that Freddy. So yeah, this is the most annoying part. Nancy's mom. Fuck Nancy's mom, dude.
Dude, fuck all the parents in this movie.
Yeah, the whole time she's like, I'm getting hurt in my dreams, and two of my friends are dead because of the same person.
You saw me get knifed in that hospital wing. Yes.
And they're like, "No, you're good. It's all good." So it turns out, fucking homeboy Freddy is like this dude that killed 20 kids.
Yeah,
20 kids back in the day, and Nancy's mom was one of the ones to track him down and kill him. And fucking so Nancy's mom this whole time, she fucking knew.
Yeah, she knew exactly
who Freddy was.
Yeah.
And the funniest part, this is one of the only things I wrote down. She was like, "So yeah, he's dead. Like, Freddy's dead. We killed him." And it was like, "He's dead, Nancy. He can't hurt you, even though he's fucking killing her." And he killed 2 kids. And she's like, "No, he can't hurt you because he's dead."
Yeah.
It's like, fucking listen to your daughter right now. She's
even though I saw you get knifed in your dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't this after the test that they did?
Yeah, it's all after.
And bringing back the hat.
Yeah, she didn't believe it. The hat had F. Kruger on it.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the whole time, Nancy's mom was fucking drinking vodka out of the bottle.
She's down in
so
her
it's like,
cud, dude.
She's getting lit.
She's slapping bags of bottles, dude.
Yeah.
And
so annoying.
After Glenn dies, which I don't know why Nancy didn't think of this first, but now she's like, I'll just do it by myself. Why'd you even need anyone? You had all the tools.
Well, she did say she called her dad for help.
And
her dad was supposed to come over.
Yeah.
The fucking traps.
Yeah.
Dude, when she was setting those traps, I was so confused.
Well, the thing is, on the phone, she's like, all right, Dad, in 20 minutes, I need you at the house to arrest this guy. And then she sets up, 6 different high-tech, not high-tech, but high-level traps that take a while. She set up an explosion in a light bulb.
Where did she get the shotgun shells?
I guess because her dad is a cop.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he doesn't live in that house.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're divorced. That's the mom's house.
So
Yeah, so she sets up all these traps. She has a long conversation with her mom, and then goes to bed, and then there's 10 minutes left on the timer. It's like, there is no way in hell.
No fucking way.
MacGyver couldn't do that in 10 minutes. So she's like, I'll just do this all by myself and have my dad come arrest him. And then goes to the dream world, just chases after Freddy, and then so she pulls him out of the dream and starts having a struggle, like locks him in her room, and then goes to another room, starts yelling at one of the dad's fellow cop buddies, being like, get my dad, and he's like, no, everything's okay. And then she starts breaking windows, and he's like, oh, maybe I should go tell the lieutenant. It's like, no shit.
Yeah. I think he sees the smoke, and that's when he does it.
Yeah. As soon as the smoke, but she's like breaking all the windows. She could like harm herself if anything, even if she is crazy.
I just gave up on all adults in that movie. It's
Yeah.
the fucking most annoying thing in the world.
But yeah, Freddy runs into all the booby traps, which is kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Like the flipping of
The scripts.
them and his
He's home
realm.
alone pretty
and then,
hard.
Yeah, and then he's in her realm now. So she's like fucking him up with all this shit. Does his worst fear to him and lighting him on fire, which I thought was a cool stunt scene because for any stuntman that does a fire scene,
they had to do
props.
Yeah, because I just watched a video about how like they light people on fire for special effects, shit like that, and like there's a certain amount of time you have to be on fire for. Like you can't be on fire for like more than a couple minutes or anything.
Yeah, because even if you have a safety suit, you'll start running out of oxygen.
Yeah, exactly. So, and for how long Freddy was on fire, it's like they had to do a lot of takes for that. They had to have.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so crazy. I think that's super cool. But,
they come into that house, all the police officers, and they all go to the basement. And then Nancy's like slowly walking away and sees footsteps of fire running away from the basement around to where the cops came in.
Literally 5 feet away.
Yeah.
There is just no way that could have happened.
Yeah.
Because where they were standing, 5 feet from them, like if they look down the hall, it's the door to the basement.
Yeah.
They run there from where they're standing, open the door, and that's when Nancy turns around and goes around the hall, and there's the footprints there. It's like they're watching that the whole time.
I just really wish that I could see like the outer shot, like Freddy hiding in the kitchen at first, and then they all go to the basement. He's like, shit. He runs all the way upstairs.
So
make sure to lock the door too.
This all had to be a dream, right? He was just fucking with her in a dream the whole time. It has to be.
I think
that's the only thing that makes sense in my head.
Yeah. It eventually goes up to Freddy in the bed with Nancy's mom, and then it's a weird fucking scene.
Exactly. You can't do that shit in the real world.
Yeah, like Nancy's mom's all mummified and like
gross.
Descends into the bed, and then Freddy arises from the bed in a cool like sheet scene. I thought it looked nice. And then she pretty much says that like, I'm not afraid of you. This is just a dream. And he tries to kill her, but he fades away because Freddy like he can only live off fear. Like that's only because originally he's just a dream, but because people start being afraid, that's when he gets power. Yeah. And them talking about him makes him more powerful.
So it's almost like Pennywise.
So is that really what it is, though, or that's just what they thought it was?
No, that's what the reoccurring theme is in the thing.
Gotcha.
I mean, sometimes they change it, but it's like the main root is that he doesn't have power unless people are actually afraid of him.
Because Johnny Depp said that, but we didn't know if that was real. Because that was just his interpretation of it. Yeah. So we didn't know if that's fact or not. It was just a character's viewpoint.
And see, I think it was a dream for a long time. I think, like...
Yeah.
So she... when she falls asleep to trap Freddy the second time, when Johnny Depp isn't there because he's dead.
When she set the timer and everything?
She set the timer on her watch. When she wakes up to bring Freddy back, her alarm goes off. Not her watch alarm, her like normal alarm. So I was like, and that was one thing I pointed out. I was like, wait a minute. Like,
well, I think she set both because that's how she woke up. One time was by the clock alarm.
Yeah.
Because I don't think back then the alarms on your watch would be that loud. I think it was just a timer.
Yeah. But we only see her set that alarm.
Yeah.
So that's why I was thinking, like, maybe she never woke up from that dream. So, like,
I don't think
the whole rest of the movie is a dream.
I think so. That's what I'm thinking. Just because Freddy getting
like, weird
pulled,
shit
like
happens.
he kept playing on her fear the whole time. He wanted her to think that he was dying, that she won.
Yeah.
She was never in control.
Yeah.
The whole point.
I literally just wrote on here that ending scene because
the ending scene was pretty cool.
The ending scene.
I hate the ending scene because it doesn't make sense to me because unless it is all a dream.
That's why it makes sense to me is because it's all a dream.
Because I hate that it's a dream.
Yeah, because she just walks out. All of her friends are just alive. Because she originally said she wanted her friends back, but it's not like
I want my mom and friends back.
Yeah, so like they're all there, and then they are all in the car except for the mom, and then
there's smoke everywhere too. Yeah, that's another thing.
The hood goes above the convertible, and it's like the colors of
Yeah,
his
it's
sweater.
Freddy's sweater. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're all scared, and then Freddy is probably the car, so it drives them away.
Mm-hmm.
And literally the worst shot in the whole fucking movie.
In like almost cinematic universe, I think. Like
She's like, Nancy's mom's just standing on the porch, and then it cuts away, and then cuts back, and you just see the Claw pull this inflatable doll through the window of the door.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's the worst.
And it's a small ass door. It's like the size of your hand, probably.
Yeah.
It's so like oh my gosh. And I forgot about it up until it happened, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, as soon as it cut to that ending scene, me and Elijah looked at each other like, oh no.
Yeah, and I have never actually seen this movie, so I was surprised. It's just as bad as they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you watch like a Watch Mojo or whatever, like a top 10 worst scenes in horror movies, that's either number 1 or it's high on the list. Like, because like anytime I would watch that was always one of them, because you just gets like, oh, it's such a bad transition. The rest of the movie though, like, I think that's why it's so bad, because the rest of the movie has great practical effects,
Yeah,
and
so
then
they
there's
probably used
that
all
shit.
their budget on the other stuff.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
The whole movie, I think the best part of it was the practical effects, but the acting,
Yeah, the acting wasn't great.
it's bad. Even for a 70s movie, it's fucking bad, dude.
80s movie.
80s movie, sorry, 84, sorry.
That's even worse.
It's bad.
But-
There's no emotion in any of their voices.
Yeah.
Whenever they talk, it's just like they're stating facts and then the others react to it. But it's not even like an emotional reaction. They're just going off with information.
Yeah. Back to the powers thing. Because the very first dream that we see is just him chasing Tina.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that happened to a lot of other people, because in the scene where they're all in Tina's mom's house, Nancy and Tina are talking about the dream, and then they start describing him more and start describing the claws, and you see them both like get upset about it. And that's when I wrote, them talking about it is what's going to give him power and eventually kill them, because literally Tina's next dream is her getting fucking killed, because now he has the power to kill her.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie had a budget of $1.8 million.
oh my
That's a lot
gosh.
of money back then, though.
Yeah, it was.
That's
and,
a lot of
lot
money
of
back
money.
then.
and it made $25.5 million.
Okay, so I did pretty good.
Fuck
Yeah,
around,
it
dude.
fucking
No wonder so many
killed
people
it.
love this movie, because it killed it back when it opened.
yeah.
That's so wild.
It doesn't live up to its reputation.
I didn't think it was that big back then.
Yeah.
I knew it was big, but
I just know so many people love Freddy Krueger, so that's where it's got to come from.
It's huge.
Even as a villain, I didn't care. Like, he was kind of funny, but I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, see, I only liked him because all the other horror movie icons back there, you know, like Mike Myers, Jason, Leatherface, they didn't really...
Cushion.
They had, like,
Whatever
masks.
his name is.
Oh
They had masks, but they never, like, talked to you.
Mm-hmm.
But with him, like, he actually, like, talked to him. He, like, made fun of him.
He degrades you.
Yeah, he degrades you. He actually, like, tries to make you scared, and, like, he plays around. Like, one of my favorite lines in the movie, I never have caught this before, but when Glenn is listening on his headphones and he's asleep, you hear, like, a radio station be like, "This is KRGR radio station, have a good night," and then, like, pulls him in and kills him. I was like, what?
That's cool.
Yeah. It's, like, stuff like that. Out of, like, all, like, the main horror movie icons, Freddy's my favorite just because of, like, the range that he has and the creativity that it can come from it. Because there's only so much you can do with, like, a knife.
Yeah.
Or, like, machete.
Yeah.
That's when they start giving them, like, superpowers where they could fucking toss them.
And that was always a cool thing, because they would wake up with, like, the slash marks in their shirts and stuff like that.
But it's not real.
Yeah. And
he can't kill you. He's dead.
the movie was shot in 32 days.
Fuck, man.
So that's for
for a
back
movie
then,
back then, yeah, because like they'll take years to make.
Well, they
movies
take
now.
more than that. They take more than a month, don't they?
Yeah.
For movies nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not to mention of how high of a budget they had for this
Yeah.
movie. So
Was that like 32 days total, or just like
Just shooting.
yeah, just shooting.
okay?
So yeah, it probably was a lot. And the only other thing I have is Johnny Depp wasn't supposed to play Glenn at first. The part was originally for Charlie Sheen.
Really?
Oh,
But
what?
He asked for too much money. So
Fuck you, Emilio.
but
Oh, Charlie. No,
Yeah,
no,
Charlie.
that's his brother.
I
Shit.
could see Emilio being in that spot. Though,
What's
but I
Charlie
don't know
Sheen's
about
real name?
Charlie. I don't know.
so not
Charlie Estevez. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I know that they all changed their name to
Carlos.
Sheen. Yeah.
It's Carlos Estevez, because Martin Sheen is Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
I don't know why they changed their names.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because Emilio Estevez is Jr. Isn't he a junior?
Let's see.
Emilio Estevez.
Nope, he's not a junior.
Oh, what's Martin Sheen's name then?
I think it's Martin Sheen. Isn't that what he goes by?
Because Emilio just stayed Emilio.
Oh shit, that's not who I was thinking of.
Martin Sheen is the guy.
Oh yeah, no, that's their dad, isn't it?
Fucking lost.
That's their dad. Oh fuck you,
dude. Damn, I haven't lost in a while.
Yeah. So I'm kind of.
Yeah.
That's all the facts I got for Freddy Krueger. Not Freddy Krueger.
So yeah, we'll just hop into our ratings. We'll start with Brady since he's the only one that hasn't.
Oh,
seen
1 star.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah.
Yeah, one fucking
it
star, dude.
I'll give it like a 3, maybe a 3.5.
I only liked its practical effects. Everything else was ass. I don't care about the story. The acting was bad. The character choices were cool. I thought they played their parts fine. Nancy's a mouth breather, so that pissed me off.
Yeah, she never closes her mouth. She's like the one girl from fucking Now and Then. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but
no,
she looks exactly like her. They might be the same actor. I'm not gonna lie.
So you gave it a 3 or 3.5 light?
Yeah, 3.5.
Right. I gave it a 2.5 nightmares out of 5.
I always rated the highest. I feel like, but it's all right. I enjoyed it because I like
it still has enjoyment factors. I mainly gave it. If I watched it for the first time like Brady, I probably would have gave it less. But this is like one of the first horror movies I've ever watched, and it's one of my favorite horror characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely see the flaws in it.
It's bad, dude.
I imagine back then the flaws weren't that big of a deal because back then it was a pretty big deal of it being like, oh, this is sweet,
honestly,
but it definitely doesn't keep the age well.
Nope.
Even after a few years, I feel like it was like, yeah. But yeah, it was good. Okay, yeah, we're going on a like. Oh, 1 sec. There we go.
And that's the first movie done, babies.
Hey, there we go.
Tink it.
Cheers.
I'm out.
Yeah.
You just got to keep the glass now.
All right, jumping into Poltergeist, huh?
Yep.
So now it's time for Poltergeist, another movie I've never actually seen. So I had a prediction before. Should I give a synopsis of the movie?
Or summary first. Yeah.
Okay, so summary first. So this movie is about this is the remake. I don't know what the original is about. I can only surmise the remake. So in this movie, there's a family. There's a mom, dad, older sister, middle brother, younger sister.
Yeah.
I can't remember the names too well. I just know that the brother's name is Griffin. That's the only one I can really remember.
I remember.
Yeah.
That's the only character I remember.
Yeah, honestly, everyone else was just dad, mom, the little girl. Or bitch sister. Anyway, so this movie is about a family that just moves into a new house on this there's a vacant lot behind it. And apparently this is a new development, I think is what they said. Or, no, this house has been here for a while.
Yeah, I feel like it's the only one that's been there for a while.
Yeah, I think the neighborhood's being renovated, I think is what they're... Because there's a reason why people are moving into this neighborhood now. So they move into this house, and it's a steal, I guess. And it's big, it's awesome, there's room for everybody. But throughout the first couple days that they're there, some weird shit starts happening to the family where stuff starts getting moved around. They start hearing voices. The son, Griffin, is constantly worried about a boogeyman or just shit happening. And they start noticing that the house isn't necessarily normal. And then the daughter gets kidnapped by these fucking poltergeists. So these like demon things, essentially. They kidnap the daughter, and that's when the family starts to realize that it's not normal, this house. They find out house was built on a fucking cemetery. And they supposedly moved all the bodies out of the cemetery before building this new neighborhood. Turns out they didn't. They fucking lied to them. So it turns out they just built out... They built all these houses on top of a cemetery, and the spirits are pissed. So the whole movie's about trying to get the daughter back and then dealing with the spirits within the house. It ends with the family fucking moving. Yeah. They say fuck that.
They skedaddle.
Yeah, they skedat out of there. They bring in some paranormal investigators to help them bring the daughter back, and then once they get their daughter out of the demon zone, they fucking leave.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much a rough summary of the movie, and then we're just gonna jump into the nitty-gritty of it.
So, worst part about this movie, I didn't think I saw it. And the second I started watching it, I remembered that I saw it, and then I was upset.
That's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, literally, like the first scene happened, and I was like, yeah, I've never seen this movie. And then the mom turns around, and I remember her face. I was like, fuck, I've seen this fucking movie, dude. And I was like, man, like, I just can't. It was just not good. Like, there are very few movies that I know for a fact that I haven't seen. This was one of them. I was like, I know I've never seen this movie. And I started watching, and I was like, oh, yeah, I have. It was bad.
Yeah, because we saw it together. I knew I saw it with somebody, but you said you didn't see it. I was like, man, I'm going through a loop right now.
Yeah.
And then you when you came back from watching it with Brady,
I was like, fuck.
Yeah. The very first note I wrote was the first scene. I hate when movies do this, but the stereotype of the teen hating where they're moving to.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, this place is such a dumb... I thought it was just the teenager that would do this, but then Griffin started making excuses for every part of the house, being like, I hate this place. Our old house didn't make creaks at night. Bullshit. Every house makes creaks.
Griffin's just the biggest little piece of shit there ever was, dude. He's scared of everything.
Everything. And, like, it just... Every character... Usually there's at least, like, one character that you love right off the bat. All of them suck.
They all suck. There's not a single... There's not even a good quality in any of them that I even like.
No.
The first note I have is... Well, it's actually the second. The first note was that it was the oldest house on the block. The second is... The dad is talking to the realtor when they first move in.
Yeah.
And the realtor asks where the dad works. And the dad tells her... Oh, I work at John Deere. So the realtor then says, oh, that's cool. I have a John Deere lawnmower at home. My husband loves to ride it around, and starts talking about the lawnmower. And he's like, oh, that's cool. I got laid off the other day. It just says, oh, that's it's right. Like, I was fired.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you do that? It's the stupidest thing in my opinion. Like, that's just a dick move.
She, she was just trying to be nice. Like, she is a realtor. She's got to,
obviously,
sell it.
Yeah, she's talking them up. But still,
to
do that makes you a cunt.
He purposely, had a trap for her, but it's just like...
reeled her in.
It's like, why? You're trying to buy this house.
Yeah, and, but why... I've never gone into a conversation wanting to trap them right off the bat.
Yeah.
And if you got laid off, why are you buying a house?
Why? Dude...
That's the
why are you buying your wife a ring? Why are you buying your son a drone? Why are you buying pizza? Why? That's another thing I brought up. The dad's a cunt, dude.
This whole movie, nobody has a fucking job.
Wasn't later on he finds some...
Yeah, at the very end he becomes a high school baseball coach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they talk shit. I didn't know that
did you not know that? No. In the beginning, so the dad, for everybody at home listening, the dad was a baseball player in college, and apparently he had a bad shoulder, so he stopped playing because he didn't want to fuck his body up. So, in the beginning of the movie, after the whole cunt scene where he's talking about the John Deere tractor...
Cunt scene?
I got mad when I first saw that. I was mad, dude. That made me... So,
what a shit.
After that scene, the wife's talking... Because the wife is an author. So, that's why she doesn't really work right now, because she needs time to write her book. But she just takes... She doesn't do it. She's lazy.
I never see her write.
She never once does it, because she's a writer's block. Anyway... Which is a real thing. Writer's block is real, but you need to at least attempt it every now and then. Put a computer in front of you. So, she tells the dad, hey, maybe you can become a high school baseball coach. And he says, oh, what, make nothing? I won't even be able to afford this house we're living in if that's my job. So, but then at the end of the movie, he becomes one because he realizes he needs to get his shit together.
But there's a part where he looks at the mall, and then that's when he shows up. Is it just because he wanted to buy them things?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Because, so the scene Chance is talking about is he's in this store, and... So, in Griffin's room... we're going to talk about that first.
Made me laugh.
Because he was like... Yeah, he starts screaming, and then Griffin starts really screaming, and then they start running out, and then that's when it turns out the dad's like, oh, it's just a squirrel, and he was just kidding. But Griffin was, really scared.
Yeah.
So that pissed me off, too. Bad dad.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell your kid, hey, who's legitimately scared, even though the kid's being a little bit of a,
And then even earlier...
Early
on, so the reason that he was up in his room was because he heard something, and he came down, he went into the parents' bedroom, they were about to fuck.
They were trying to fuck.
And he was pissed. He was like, oh, what the fuck, dude, basically.
Yeah.
And so, even more of a shithead.
Well, I think he was at the point where this happens so often.
Oh, yeah. No, don't get me wrong. It's cool to be frustrated. But don't freak your kid out.
Yeah.
Griffin is a fucking puss, dude.
Dude, he kind of sucks.
Every night.
Yeah. Anyway, though, so after that scene, the dad goes to a hardware store to buy duct tape and like a cage and like to get the squirrel and to tape up the hole, like fix the hole. So in that scene, 2 credit cards get declined.
Yeah.
The third one finally works. After the third one works, he then gets it in his head, hey, I don't have money, so let's go buy shit for my family. Okay. That's what he does. Because I think he's starting to feel self-conscious about the fact that he can't provide for his family. So he's like, fuck him, I'll show him I can do it.
It makes sense.
So then he buys the wife a really expensive-ass ring, buys the daughter a new cell phone that she was bitching at them for, buys the family pizza, and then buys the son a drone. Doesn't get anything for the little star.
Yeah, I was just about to say. She doesn't
unless she's the pizza. Unless she's just one of the pizza.
Yeah, she's like, this is my pizza.
Well, I think she grabs it. I think she's the one that grabs the pizza.
She's like already gone.
Yeah.
He's doing this.
She's already kidnapped at this time. Yeah, so the dad sucks. The mom also sucks.
I even had a note about that hardware scene, because the girl who works there, fucking bitch, fire her ass. He is a fucking bitch. Fuck him.
Fire his ass.
Yeah. I was like, man, this whole scene sucks. Because she was like, oh yeah, your car was declined. Here you go. Chewing fucking gum the whole time. I'm like, dude, fuck this.
Yeah, let's go back to the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Well, just because we went from beginning to
the end. We've been jumping around.
Yeah. So when they're looking through the house, Griffin's walking throughout the place, and then notices his sister just talking to the closet. Big red flag.
Yeah, this is the start of the signs.
Yeah, it's like, throw away your sister.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. You
knock her out.
Right in the trash.
Throw away the sister or throw away the house.
Call Freddy. Yeah. He kills kids.
It's like he bitches and moans to his parents about everything in the movie, but this is the part where he should have said, "Hey, sister's talking to a closet. Maybe there's a dude in there."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes up to the closet. It's annoying.
And then in the next couple scenes, they're all settled in their house, but it's only been like a day.
Yeah.
So Lige knows where I'm going. How the fuck are they decorated their house already?
Yeah, they've been in there not even a day. This is the night that they moved in.
Yeah.
Their rooms are completely decorated. Like, they've been there for a year now.
Yeah, they look completely lived in.
I was like...
Well, they had movers.
Yeah, they had movers, but, like, that was that day.
Yeah.
They had movers that day. So, like...
Movers don't sit up your room, do they?
No.
I've never had movers, so I don't know. I've always packed my own shit.
No, well, they could just take all the stuff to the rooms, and while they're moving stuff, they could have set up the rooms. Because there's still boxes throughout the house, like, in the main area, so they probably just wanted the rooms so they could all sleep that night.
Yeah, but the rooms were, like, decorated.
That doesn't make sense.
Shelves with, like, clowns on them.
Like, we're not just saying there's just posters on the wall. Like, we're talking, like, straight up. It's like they've been living there their whole lives, is what the rooms look like.
Because usually when I move, the only thing I want to do is set up my bed, and I go to fucking sleep.
Exactly. You get your bed, you get your TV, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. The rest comes, like, through the weeks, too.
I'm not setting up paintings. Yeah. Paintings is probably like 3 months down the line.
Yeah,
where I'm just like, it's about that time.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Like, this is very mediocre.
Yeah, but this is like all that we own.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they're setting up everything.
They like bought stuff to decorate the room is what it looked like.
You know, the dad spends his money and he doesn't have it, so.
Yeah. And they clearly didn't have an investigation of the house because there's clearly an electric problem.
Yeah.
The pole at the beginning of the stairs that shocks you.
I actually just looked that up because I didn't think that was a thing, but it turns out in winter the air is drier, so static is easier to conduct. Uh-huh. So that's a legit thing.
Yeah, but
it was weird. I remember talking to Lige about it. Like, how's that a fucking thing? I thought it was not a thing.
They have a wiring problem.
They have a wiring problem
because
they do have speakers all over the house.
When the sister touches the handle on the closet, her hair frizzes up too.
Well, that's also because there's poltergeists in that fucking closet.
Because she's a fucking...
I'm just saying they didn't investigate the house, Brady. Shit is awry. Because if they would have investigated the house, they would have gotten the answer that it was built on a cemetery, which the realtor is probably obligated to tell you. Right?
I don't think so. I think you're only really obligated to say if there's been a murder or crime conducted in the house. There's built on a cemetery is not really a crime.
I feel like it should have been at least...
I think if you're nice, you should, but I don't think she's legally obligated.
If they ask, then yes. Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know the real
I don't know realtor laws.
Real toll.
Real toll. I can't speak today.
A realtor?
Was that Santa created a diet?
Yeah. Realtor and realtor. So funny.
But there's a scene where the daughter's talking to one of her friends, and she's like, the nearest mall is all like boarded up and whatnot. And we were talking about that scene where the dad literally finds them all easy peasy and buys a ring and all the pizza and stuff.
Everything he needs.
So she didn't even look.
Yeah.
The daughter just sucks.
That or the writing's bad. I mean, either way.
That's another thing. Like, I feel like the continuity in this, it's just so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, I wrote down, what's the timeline? Like, are we dealing with a couple of days here? Like, they already have friends that they're meeting and going to dinner with. Like, why does shit hit the fan so fast at some points? Or is this... Like, I don't know. It's just, it's really confusing.
It's just not consistent.
Yeah. Because when you really think about it, it's like none of this stuff really makes sense.
No, yeah. There's the beginning when they move in, and then there's this, like, kind of shit, and then the daughter gets kidnapped, and then there's shit, and then they get the paranormal team, and then it's weird, and then... Oh, speaking of when they... Okay, so progressing on from the movie. So then the little girl, she gets kidnapped by the ghosts. The parents go off to this dinner party that Lige mentioned earlier, and while they're at the dinner party, the older sister is watching. She actually did a good job. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Babysitting, I thought she was gonna be horrible at it.
Yeah, and as soon as there was a disturbance in the force on her phone, she investigated that shit.
Yeah, she
shouldn't have.
She shouldn't have, but she tried.
Yeah.
You know, she was. But she also
probably would have.
She wasn't mean to them either. You know, she wasn't like yelling at them. She said, "All right, it's time to go to bed." And she tucked in the daughter or her little sister. And then Griffin said he was scared, and then she obviously took care of that because we didn't see how she handled that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so while their parents are out at this dinner, that's when the poltergeist really kick their shit into action.
Yeah.
And so the daughter, her phone starts beeping and takes her down to the basement where she falls in a puddle of ooze.
Yeah.
Fucking Ivan showed up out of nowhere.
There was and there was a mummy in the basement.
Was that? Oh, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, that part actually made me jump.
Yeah.
I was like...
Yeah, these scenes were the ones that I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Like, when this started happening, I was like, ooh, I'm going to start marking, like, when I actually jump, and when there was just a really cheap jump, I lost count.
They're all real.
Yeah, well, no, all of them were cheap. Like, I jumped, like, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Out of the hundreds of jump scares in this movie. Because every second, they're just like, ha, mummy.
Yeah.
Ha, scary
just throwing
thing.
stuff at you. So she gets her leg trapped in the damn ground, and she can't move. Then cut to upstairs. This tree starts fucking around, and it starts like scratching on windows, and Griffin's starting to get freaked out. I can't remember. Oh, is it the clown doll?
Yeah, this is the clown scene.
Doll. So he sees this like little ball on the ground, and it's attached to a string, and he watches it.
Right.
He watches it curl on up, and you can hear it winding up, and it's in his closet, right?
I think it's on a shelf behind
It's
him.
on a shelf? Okay, so then there's a clown doll.
Which is already decorated. What the
yeah, exactly. So this clown doll's just sitting there, and then the nose then finally reattaches itself to the face, and it just... I think it screams. Oh, is it lunge at him yet?
Yeah, it lunges at him.
It lunges at him.
Yeah.
So it fucking goes, Rah! And it lunges at his ass.
That spooked me.
Yeah, that's a creepy ass scene.
Well, the whole scene, because like he keeps looking around and more dolls are getting closer to him, like more clown dolls. I'm like,
you remember this better, so you should probably take it from here.
I'm just like, fuck that, dude. Fuck clowns.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck clowns.
Fuck clowns,
and fuck dolls. Fuck clown dolls. Like,
both of them.
Keep going, Chance. You remember better than I do.
Well, he just had a kerfuffle with the thing. He eventually like fucking curb stomps the shit out of
Oh,
the doll.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he fucking slams that
I'm just
shit.
like, where's all that moxie before, Griffin?
Yeah. Oh, dude. And then he runs to the daughter's or the sister's room. Keep calling her daughter.
His
Oh,
daughter.
he abandons her ass.
Yeah, I wrote that. I was like, just because he watches her, and then she starts getting like pulled into the closet.
I think the closet's like making noises.
Oh, and then that's when he leaves. He's like, I'll be right back.
No, he says, no, he doesn't even say that. He just says, don't go near the closet. And then he turns around and runs. He sees the closet like, I think it's shaking or something's happening to it. And she's like, Griffin, I'm scared. He's like, don't go next to the closet. He turns around and just runs away. And then a tree snags his ass out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
The Whomping Willow snags him. Yeah.
That show's dope.
Fucking flings his ass around. And then the daughter sees these cool light things. Those effects are kind of cool.
Yeah, the lights piggy gets drawn into the...
Oh, yeah.
She's like...
I was talking about first when the lights, the light actually comes off the light bulb, goes to the closet. And then the pig...
Deadlights.
Deadlights, it's it. And then the pig rolls towards the closet. She goes into it. And that's when she gets snatched. Yeah. So she's gone. The parents come home and they see Griffin like flinging from the tree.
So this is the one scene that I wrote down. He's in the tree and then they get him down and everything. The oldest daughter, comes out. And she goes off. Yeah. She talks gibberish. She's like, and he's like, slow down, I can't hear you. And then she's like, I can't find Maddie. Like,
that's the
fucking thing. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why couldn't you say that in the beginning? Like, it was so funny.
I see it's funny that she, like, acted like she was repeating herself, but she did not say any of it.
Oh, no.
I can't find Maddie. She's, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
She's fucking Eminem
Like, slow
over
down, what's
here.
going on? I can't find Maddie.
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude, just say that in the first place. Oh,
So then the following scenes is the next
They
scene, which
get
I think
the-
is bullshit. The mom is sitting in this college where she went to college at, and there's a paranormal investigator. There's this lady that's like involved in the paranormal, and they're talking to her.
Funny.
And then she's like, "Well, Griffin is the first one to notice all these things." And then she
She's
looks at
like-
Griffin. She looks at him, pats him on the knee, and says, "Sorry, buddy." Like,
Sorry, bud. Like, sorry, champ, gives him a pat on the
Yeah,
shoulder.
like, sorry, I didn't believe you when you came screaming into my room every
Now our
night.
daughter's gone. Sorry, bud. Boom.
Oh, but then he, like, gets a weird thing. He's just like, I messed up and now my sister's gone. Can you get her back? Can you promise me that? Or something like that. It's
Oh,
like...
I tuned that part out, dude. I must have tuned it out.
Yeah, it's like he suddenly has these parts of moxie. It's like
Yeah.
you're serious with some random stranger, but you couldn't pull your sister away from a closet.
You couldn't just grab her real quick.
Yeah, don't go near that.
Just stay away from the closet.
So, yeah, that sparked then, like, they get the crew in, they get the paranormal crew, and the first guy to come in is the camera guy. Mm-hmm. So the actor who plays the camera guy, not once have I not seen him as the camera guy. In any movie he plays, he's always the camera guy.
Well, he's in Parks and Rec. He's the
really?
boyfriend.
Oh, is he really?
To the sister, yeah.
See, I
let's
didn't
look this
watch
up.
all the way through Parks and Rec.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I've always wanted to. I should.
That's gonna be on the list.
It's a good.
It should be.
It's a TV show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Perks of
Parks and
Being a
Rec's a TV
Wallflower.
show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 This
yeah.
isn't that podcast, Chance.
Yeah, he
But-
yeah, he's the boyfriend to the sister.
I have
Okay.
not seen that movie.
Really?
Isn't that Ezra Miller?
Super
Isn't he
good
in
movie.
that?
Ezra
We
Miller's
should
in it,
definitely
yeah.
watch
It's
that
not
one.
that character.
Dude,
That's one of my favorite movies.
Is that a good movie?
Because I watched it when I was a
shit.
freshman, and the main character's a freshman.
All
in
right,
the movie.
we'll talk
I
about
was
that
like-
later. We'll throw that in the lineup
yeah, that's
sometime.
definitely going to be on the lineup.
All right, we'll throw it in there. So, shit.
Yeah, he just starts like investigating the first room, and he's like taking it as a joke, and then he goes to sit down, and the fucking chair just
Oh, it goes.
Oh, it just slams
on
into
the
it. He's like,
wall.
yeah, I watched a box move across the room. It took, what was it, like 10
Hours.
days? 10 hours. It was
Yeah.
I filmed it over 10 hours and made it look like it was in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the chair gets picked up and thrown. He's like, they make no reaction to it.
Yeah,
Well,
and
no,
then the dad's a dick again, dude.
No, I think it was funny because he was being kind of a dick, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Did your soul sensor camera pick that one up?"
Yeah, okay. The
That
dad
one-
made a funny joke on that one. But
Yeah.
they don't, and then he's still skeptical, though.
Yeah. Later on, he's just like, "Oh, your dad's probably just trying to do this to make money." He's like, "Dude, a chair just flew out from
Yeah,
under."
well, that's even after the part. Well, no, is that before
That's
or
before.
after?
Before.
Okay.
This is right before.
That's
that.
when he starts to
That's
believe,
right.
I
That's
think.
right. That's right. I'll give him that one.
Yeah, because he talks to Griffin after this chair incident, and is just like, "Hey, your dad has been unemployed for a while. How is he going to buy for this house? Faking a poltergeist and getting on TV is going to get you a lot of money." And Griffin says something fucking stupid and runs away.
He says it's not fake.
Yeah.
He just walks away.
And then one of the workers is just like, "Hey, you need to set up the thermal detector." I don't know the fancy word for it. So he goes into the closet and then puts this thing on the ground and starts knocking on the wall, and here's a place where he can nail it
He's
in.
looking for studs.
Yeah, I know. I'm not no basic carpenter. And, like, he goes to drill through, but his drill doesn't work. Electrical problem. Plugs it in.
Oh, this scene.
And then he nails it, and then the whole drill gets taken in this giant hole, and then he's like, "Oh, a great idea. Let's put my arm through this hole where my drills got pulled through in a house that is suspected to have poltergeist."
Yeah.
And so this is actually one of my favorite scenes of the movie. Not him doing this, but what happens to him after because of it. But he puts his arm through, and he gets sucked against the wall, and then you hear the drill behind the wall, and it's like drilling away, and then it gets closer and closer, and he's just screaming.
Yeah.
And I wrote down, I was like, how does no one in the
And nobody
fucking
heard
house
him?
hear him?
Bullshit.
I don't know.
He gets out, goes immediately downstairs, doesn't tell anyone what happened.
Nope.
But the thing that blows my mind is all of them are standing by the computer that has all the cameras, and the camera is literally facing right against the closet, and
Oh my
nobody
God.
saw anything.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I just want to go back to the drill part.
Yeah,
So he never switched that drill out. It was the same drill from when he first got into the room.
Yeah.
And he fucked the whole time the drill's got a cord on it. It's not wireless. And he tried to use it without plugging it in at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
To begin with, he never plugged it in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I just had a battery.
See, that's the thing. So most drills, I've never seen a drill that you have a battery on it. If the battery's dead, you can just instantly convert it to
I've never seen that
drill.
either.
So in our heads, I was like, oh, it has a battery.
Yeah.
And then, like, when it doesn't work...
He pulls out a toolbox, and there's, like, a big cord in it. He just grabs the cord and plugs into a wall.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, he never fiddles with it, even if there's, like, an attachment for the cord. He never pulls it out.
Exactly. So, yeah, then that leaves me to believe, like, you just didn't plug it in, you fucking idiot.
Exactly.
Like,
he tried to drill. It's like he never plugged it in.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a funny
That's
scene.
why
Can
I
you
was...
not use it while the battery's being charged? Oh wait, they usually have separate chargers for that kind of thing.
Well, like the thing, there's either comes with a battery or a cord.
Yeah.
I've never seen one that, unless there's an
It's
attachment you
just
can put on that
instantly
has a cord
convertible.
attached to it.
Yeah.
You don't. Not to mention this movie's not new. Like,
Yeah.
Well, it's new, but
Yeah.
it's not. I don't think those drills were around then.
Yeah, it was around. This movie was 2015.
Ah, shit, those drills might have been around. Anyway, I thought that was stupid. That really pissed me off.
But yeah, it's the fact that they just didn't look at the camera one time or hear him scream because it's not a big house.
He's yelling so fucking loud.
screaming.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a storm outside or anything.
And his
Not yet.
his scream was actually
Or not anymore.
like I didn't like the character, but his scream was pretty good.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
it was really
I was
believable.
like,
He's gonna die.
It was just getting closer and closer to his face.
Yeah, that would. Oh, I was sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already knew what was going to happen. But I was sweating.
Ugh. Freaky. Oh, man.
And then they want to bring a professional poltergeistist.
Yep.
And so
Who's
they
that guy's name?
it's Jared Harris. I don't know. That's the actor's name.
Yeah, no, I wonder what else is he in?
He's in Sherlock Holmes, the second one.
I just put him in
Is he Moriarty in the second one?
Whatever the big bad is in the second
Moriarty,
one.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
they call him in. Eventually, the lady, you find out that they were in a marriage at one point, which to me,
Yeah.
that like didn't make sense why you'd put that in the story. Like,
I didn't.
they
Wasn't
only
needed.
they only had like one tie-in later on just to make his leaving more more of a sad
That's
story.
literally it.
But I love Jared Harris. Like I wrote on here, I was like, he's always good. Like he just brings.
Yeah.
He was like the only personality in this fucking movie.
Yes.
He's a character I liked. I didn't like that he had that random like little romance thing with her,
Yeah.
but his character was like on the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I definitely agree.
one time he was talking about the other dimension that the poltergeist is in, and I was like, I wrote no up, no down, only upside down.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was like. I feel like when they were explaining it, they drew two circles on two different pages,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she was like, "So we're here, and she's here," and like separates the page. It was weird.
We're here, but not here. That's
Yeah.
their explanation for it.
Yeah.
I gave up halfway
Yeah.
through.
Well, yeah, and then eventually, so it leads to them like getting the daughter back. They're trying to get the daughter back through the closet, and they throw a rope through because it turns out the portal comes through the ceiling.
Mhm.
And they throw a rope through so they can just travel through and everything. And this was a funny part that I wrote down. So, like, it wasn't very noticeable, but I noticed it because I just thought it was so funny. There comes to the point where the brother, Griffin, he finally grows some balls and goes in after her. So he goes in. He's
After
the
he
one,
did the drone thing.
yeah, there's a whole drone thing. They'd fly the drone through and get the camera, but then, like, one of them smacks it or something? Or they break it?
just straight up just
Yeah.
whack.
Boom! Even though the if you see the thing, like if you see the upside down, I'm gonna call it upside down.
Yeah.
It's literally the walls are just dead people.
Yeah, a bunch of hands.
Yeah, the whole house is like dead people.
And how is
hands.
Maddie not screaming in there?
I know? She's walking on them.
Yeah, she's just
The
like,
whole time.
Mom,
Yeah.
Mom,
Where are you?
where are you?
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by a bunch of dead people that
They
always
got
are reaching at me and grabbing me, but
Yeah.
I'm fine.
They're touching my toes and stuff.
Yeah.
Jared Harris is going to be in the new Morbius movie.
Oh,
The Living Vampire.
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's gonna be a sick ass movie.
Yeah.
Is he Morbius?
I don't know who he is. It just says he's in it.
Dude, I can't wait for that. That's gonna
Yeah,
be sick.
carry on what you're saying about Griffin going in there.
So yeah, he went in there and he like finds Maddie and everything. Meanwhile, the dad and the priest guy, so him, Jared Harris, they're up top, and it shows them holding onto the rope. Then it switches to Griffin in there with Maddie. Then it switches back, and somehow the priest guy, Jared Harris, he's on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. He's just on the ground. He's just like, oh fuck! And like, I thought it was the funniest thing because it was like there was no struggle, and then out of nowhere, and the dad's still up. The dad's still standing, but he's just on the ground. He's like, like he was laying down, waiting for it to happen or something. So I just thought that was hilarious. I was like, did he fall down in the meantime, or what happened? Like, so yeah, they were up there, and then what happens next? Like,
they all go outside to leave.
I actually kind of like this scene. Well, I liked how they did this part.
Yeah, he gets Maddie, and they think it's all over with.
Yeah, so Griffin rescues Maddie. They fall through the ceiling. They need a nice little warm bath to wake up, get rejuvenated, and then the family packs up light essentials, and then they get in the car to leave. And as they're about to pull out, they say, "Well, it's awesome that they walked in." Okay, I don't know if we said this part, but the whole thing that Poltergeist wanted the little girl for is because they want to enter the light, but they need her to show them the way. Because in the Upside Down, there's no up, down, left, right, like how we're saying. So they say,
she can speak to them.
Yeah, she can speak to them because she's innocent. Yeah. She has a gift, and her innocence just makes her really attractive to them because they know that she can find the light. So that's why they want her so bad. So Griffin gets her, they leave, and then as in the car as they're talking, like, oh, they must have entered the light, she says, they didn't leave. They're still here. Then the car doesn't back up anymore and gets ripped into the house. Which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, it gets fucking slammed on its side and dragged in the house.
Like I thought that was a cool scene, but as soon as, because when I watched it the first time, I was like, I know there's more because I know in the original Poltergeist the house like blows up for something because they make fun of it in Family Guy.
Yep.
And then I was just like, what's going to happen next? And then they get pulled in the house, and I was like, there's more to this movie.
It keeps going. And it eventually comes down to she gets pulled back into it.
Dude,
no, she goes back in, right? No. She's about to get pulled in.
But dude, right before that, when she's sitting at the bottom of the stairs, like all of them are looking at her, and then she just gets fucking yanked up those stairs.
She's dragged up the stairs.
She just always just standing there, just like, whoa, all the way up those stairs.
So she gets dragged, and she's about to be pulled into the closet when the whole family forms like a chain and grabs her, and that's when the priest guy, he says, okay, I know what I need to do. This is my job. I'm gonna actually do it now.
Oh,
I'm not gonna pussyfoot around.
That was a thing. I totally forgot about that. The whole reason that she got taken in the first place by the poltergeist, she has a power where she's able to like talk to ghosts.
We had
like
well, and you said that he has the power too.
Oh no, we haven't said that he does.
Well, he has powers. Yeah.
So he has that same power. Like that's why he is the one to go and do that.
Yeah, because
like
he can do this shit.
Yeah. So that's why. Sorry.
It's just like you started that. It's just like you're reiterating.
We already described the whole power thing.
Well, so in the beginning of the movie.
The teenager really hates moving here, man.
So that's the whole, like, there has to be that sacrifice in order for them to go up.
Yeah.
And he has the same powers as she does.
And this is when he says his goodbye to his ex-wife. Which, again...
Well, she says, well, I see you again. And he doesn't necessarily say no.
Yeah. But it's like, they didn't need to put this romance in there. Him just doing that alone would have been enough for us to be like, oh no. Yeah. But the fact they did this, I was more annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah, because he had... Instead of having a tie with every character, he has a tie with just one.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Because he was nice to everyone in the movie.
Yeah. Everybody loved him. He was making jokes and
the oldest daughter is an actual fan of his. She watches his show all the time.
Yeah.
It's like you first see that character is when she's watching his show.
Yeah, if anything, he should have done his, like, his quote right before he leaves or something dumb.
Yeah. So then he goes in and he decides he's going to lead him to the light. I think his body comes back out, though, because they see his tracker.
Okay.
You know, at the very end part, there's like they're looking at the screen, they see his tracker. Anyway,
the house blows up.
The house blows the fuck up with some spectral
when
energy.
They leave,
and they're driving away.
Yeah, they're driving away. Oh, so they get in this like little fucking Fiat thing, and they start ripping down they're roaring down the road. And a cop drifts around the corner, and they almost nail the cop. Yeah. Cop does nothing for that car.
They just keep going.
Well, I think he's just worried about the explosion.
Yeah, but if you see, in my mind, this is how my head works.
And
if I see a giant explosion and a car driving super fast away from it, I'm thinking they're the ones that did it.
Like, hey, send somebody on that car.
Yeah.
And then another thing, like, it's not just, like, a car out of the many cars. There is nobody else around. None of these houses, like, nobody's in the houses.
Either they're not sold yet, or just no one gives a flying fuck about this.
One car on this fucking road, and it's fleeing the scene.
Yeah.
They don't think... And, the scene, like, they have to turn this corner. This is a 90 fucking degree angle, and they take it like they're fucking Ken Block, drifting around the corner like... Brrr! and perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And the cop does it too.
I was mainly
I'm
mad
like,
because, dude, you should have stayed at the house to collect that insurance, baby.
Yeah. That Poltergeist.
Got to get that bag.
That bag.
Yeah. Then it cuts to them trying to buy another new house.
And they fucking...
But the dad in the high school baseball or varsity jacket is the coach now.
And something was wrong with the house that they were looking
Yeah,
at.
because there was like an upstairs, or it had like it was too big of a closet.
Yeah.
And then they had like
So
weird
they-
windows, and then they just ditched the
They just
realtor.
ditched-
Well, I think the son said something too. I think he had a feeling.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I don't feel it.
But it's like
So they dipped out.
It's a burial
I
ground
just-
too. Let's skedaddle.
I just wrote that they were rude to the realtor because it's like
Yeah,
at
I
least
was
let
like,
them
that's
know that you're
fucked.
not interested and
That's-
walk away. Don't just leave her high and dry.
Oh shit! I forgot. So as we wrap it up, one of my favorite scenes to make fun of is when they have the human chain, and then the mom's like, "What if this doesn't work?" And then the dad, all he says is, "It's gonna work.
It's gonna work."
All he says. That's his big words of encouragement.
As
to
soon
his
as she
family.
leaves the room, he turns and he's like, "I hope this works."
Oh, no, I don't think it was the human chain part. What part was that?
Because earlier on in the movie, he was like being really skeptical because he was like drinking. But this is right after Maddie left, and then the mom's just like, "No, you can't lose your cool. When I say this isn't going to work out, you need to let me know that it's going to work out." And he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry." Then he pours out the
okay.
alcohol.
Gotcha.
Don't be a dick, Brady.
Dude, I was gonna be a dick because him saying
it's
that
still
was like,
funny.
oh, that's what he's. Okay, it's a callback.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's his only character development in the whole movie.
And it's still ass.
Yeah.
But then he's still not sure about it because
Yeah.
he turns around to the guy and he's like, "This better work."
How about when Griffin wakes up and he fucking chokes him? He doesn't really choke him, but like as Griffin's waking up, the dad puts his hand around his neck.
It looks like he like fucking chokes him.
Dude,
I'm
it's like
"Oh."
not in a loving way. Like he full on grips the fucker's neck.
He's like, "Oh my gosh!" you're
He's
alive."
like, "Oh, he's not going to come back. He's back." Fucker.
It was the weirdest thing. It was like Michael when he grabs that dude.
Yeah.
The fuck, man.
What are you talking about? Which movie?
Oh,
We haven't watched that movie yet. Yeah, I couldn't really find anything about this movie. It was a success in the box office. That's all.
was.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Mainly,
surprising.
usually like reboots or remakes, they usually do well.
Just 'cause-
which I don't know why.
Because the
rating-
horror movie crowd goes to it.
Rating is shit, but yeah, it views boom up
Yeah.
there because it's like
Yeah, every time I try to search up fun facts, it only take me to the original one. So it shows how much this movie actually.
yeah. That was my note. See, I feel like I was a little mean about it. I said not even halfway decent compared to the OG, but it's like it is not. It's not the worst movie.
I need to watch the OG before I say that.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen the original.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I've
the
seen
original
it.
either,
It's-
but if it's anything like this one, it's ass.
From what I remember, it's just better. Like the whole surprise scene where it's not done yet. It's like that's taken way better in the original. Like it's not just a last minute. Because literally, when she got saved, me and Brady both we were like, "Oh, it's over," because there's 10 minutes left on the screen, and then it's not over. And we're
Nope.
like, "Fuck!" We're like, "That's credit time." Like 10
They
minutes is credit
crammed
time.
so much shit into the very end.
Yeah, they went, "Oh, yeah."
And that's what this movie is. It wants all the good scenes done one after the other, and it just gets kind of taxing.
Yeah.
It's like focus on a few good scenes.
This is I would give this movie like 2 stars, maybe even 1.5. That's my rating.
Oh,
for
I
it.
go 1 spooks out of
Yeah,
none.
I did 1 bad jump scare out of 5.
Yeah, it's a 1. It's a solid 1.
1 crazy willow tree out of.
I got 2 1s so far.
Yeah.
As you guys can tell, I love this week.
Woo! See, I mean, that's the only one I don't like. Okay, so our next movie is the original Halloween. This one, when was this filmed? It was come out
1978.
78. So this is the like OG with Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Is that her name? Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. OG classic, it's a good throwback for Halloween movies. Basically, the summary of this movie is that there is a little kid named Michael, and he kills his sister. He's like 6 years old at this point. He kills his sister, gets sent to like a juvenile hospital, and spends 15 years in this hospital. And this dude is a fucking behemoth. Like he's a huge ass dude. He has no sense of right or wrong, good or bad, like stuff like that. And he's just kind of like a not brainless, but he's like he's like kind of an animal. Like he just
kills to kill.
He only
He
cares
kills to
about
kill.
killing. Only thing he cares about.
Yeah, his whole life he's basically spent in this hospital. He ends up escaping the hospital, and the whole movie is his doctor trying to find him and track him down. And while this is happening, he travels back to his hometown, kills people on the way, kills people while he's there, and he has this like vendetta against this one girl because he comes up on his porch. Now this is just from the original movie. Later on, the story changes, but if we're just watching it from this point, it's weird. Like it has a whole thing. So the rest of the movie is just him killing people. Like, and these are her friends actually. Like he's trying to track her down specifically, and it all takes place on the 30th and the 31st, and that's why it's called Halloween. It's the spooky time of the year. And this whole time, his doctor's just trying to find him and fucking take care of him. And I guess that's about it. Honestly, it's a pretty easy summary. Not another thing about it, but it's Michael Myers. Like, I feel like this is probably one of the most iconic.
Oh yeah,
like horror villains.
Yeah, this is pretty much what there was slashers before this, but this is what made slashers actually popular. It's like, and this is when like Jason started coming out and Freddy started coming out. And this is pretty much what made horror what it is today.
Yeah.
Iconic intro and music.
Oh yeah, that was my first note. Was I love horror movie audio, just because nowadays it's like this. It's so cheesy to us. But back then, it was like, I don't know. I just feel like it's so cool because it's like revolutionary. Like no other movie really has like audio like this. Like, they make it all like a whole joke between us throughout the whole time was that who was the composer or who is
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
Yeah. So the whole joke was that every time. Like the famous he's doing it live, like during the recordings. So every time
he's like watching over the town as soon as he sees Michael, he's like,
yeah, and that's like everybody knows that theme too. The fucking that's I feel like that's what sparked the whole creepy piano, like creepy theme.
And this is like this pretty much makes like every horror icon that somebody has their own soundtrack. Like the Freddy has their own soundtrack. Jason Voorhees has his own soundtrack, and like even now, like they're starting to do soundtracks more in horror. Like in Us, it has its own soundtrack for every moment.
So I haven't seen that movie. Oh, we gotta watch that one.
It's really.
I want to see it so bad.
I haven't seen Get Out either.
Oh, yeah, we're watching that, aren't we?
We took it out of this lineup. Originally, Get Out was supposed to be part of this lineup, but it'll be part of a future one.
A later one. Yeah, that's a great movie too.
Would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah. But in the intro. Some people, like the crazy horror fans, know this when it shows the pumpkin and it slowly zooms in. The eye of the pumpkin is supposed to be Michael, and the nose that goes up is like his knife. So like when it zooms in on that, it's just like him holding a knife.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch it now just to see that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Cool. I'm okay. No, pass.
Hard pass.
We actually started watching this with another one of our friends because he was over, and it was nice because I've seen this movie a few times, not like a crazy amount of times, but Brady hasn't and he hasn't, and they were both like, "Oh, why is the door open?" And why is the they didn't know the twist at the very beginning, and I hope we actually got the audio of it. But
wait, what's the twist?
That the person that kills the girl is young Michael.
It was Michael.
Devin didn't.
Yeah, Devin didn't.
Yeah, because I hope we got the audio of it, because when it shows young Michael when the parents roll up on the house, you just hear Devin be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's a cool scene because it really the whole time you think, especially watching this now, watching it back then, maybe not because slashers weren't a huge thing.
Yeah.
But watching it now, it's like we instantly assume, oh, this is the murderer. He's gonna go murder the girl, and then it turns out like,
a child.
Yeah, the door was open because it's his house.
Yeah.
So he goes in and he does do a murder, but it's on his fucking sister.
Yeah.
And I said titties.
Yeah,
Titties. Oh yeah, because you see some nice titties.
Yeah.
and then
I always appreciate some titties in a horror film. Ooh.
Michael Myers slashes up his sister. POV.
POV. It's like a fucking what is that? ASMR too.
Yeah, he's just that.
Michael, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It was annoying though because he like looks at the knife before he does it, and while
That
he's
was the
stabbing,
weirdest part.
he's like watching his
Yeah.
hand like in a
Yeah,
a
the-
vertical
There's no
motion.
blood on the knife. At least
Yeah.
I didn't see any.
And also like the acting still with this movie too.
Bad.
She that was another one of my notes. She goes, no, Michael, like when she's getting fucking stabbed to death.
Dude, it's
dude.
a porno, dude. I'm telling you.
Michael.
So I don't think I've ever sat down and watched this whole movie through, but I knew like the scenes, and I mean, because it's iconic.
Yeah.
Halloween's an iconic ass movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's just old movies in general just don't hold me.
You really got to watch them like when you're younger because that puts a whole new feel
Yeah,
to it.
definitely.
But I definitely could see watching an older movie now and just being like, wow, why do people like this?
Dude,
You know?
that's the whole time. It was like everybody's incompetent in this entire fucking... Like the nurse in the very beginning... Like when the nurse that's driving with the doctor the whole time, she's stupid.
Yeah.
She's a bad driver. She's just an idiot in general. I don't know.
So that
I just got
That was a
angry right off
funny
the
thing.
bat.
that scene, so they pull up to, this is when Michael like escapes from the facility. They pull up in their car and he's already outside, and like so he jumps onto the roof of the car and you can see him in the rearview mirror, and it makes a Steve Austin fucking what is the
Glass
actual
shatter?
or
so
a snake or
so Steve Austin is the name of the $1 Million Man, I think.
Oh, we're stone cold over here.
That's what. Yeah, I don't know why that they named him Steve Austin.
It was like, isn't it start with like the glass shatter?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, Stone Cold. Is that what we're talking about?
The old time, like that one movie or the show where he's like, he's a faster man or whatever. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
The $1 million or $1 billion man. I know what you're talking about.
Whenever he jumps or like runs, he goes.
Yeah.
And it did that sound when he leaped on the car, and she just looked back and she's like, "What was that?" And it was like, it's just so.
he's
funny.
a damn spider monkey.
Spider monkey.
You hear stuff on the roof of your car though, and then like he reaches his hand in to grab her. Why not just drive?
Yeah.
She just jumps out of the
Get
car.
the fuck out of there.
Yeah, just drive right into the fence.
Yeah. Well, even just throw it in reverse and then just get out of there. She drives like a bat out of hell anyway, so it's...
movie would have been done.
Yeah, and how can he drive if he's been in there since he's like 6?
I want to know, how does he know how to drive a car?
He steals the car and just...
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but like, it's October, so it's raining.
Yeah,
the roads are shit.
And what if it was a stick shift?
Yeah.
He just gets in there and he's like, well, this ain't good.
You just hear the grinding gears down the road.
And he like keeps killing it. He's like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back to
most
Devin.
cars back then were stick shifts.
Yeah, they were. Hey, found a hole in the movie. So back to Devin. Remember when all the people were out in the front line? He's like, why would they just let him walk around at night?
Yeah, I put my head down and I was like,
well, okay. To be fair, I also thought that too. I was like, why the hell are they just letting these people out? And then they're like, and then when you see the doctor start reacting, he's like, oh, okay, that's not supposed to be a thing.
they broke out.
The doctor starts freaking out, and that's your clue that that's not normal. That's because the nurse even says that. Like, is that normal for them to be out there?
No.
Never.
And the fact that Michael's the only one that escapes.
Yeah.
No other one escapes.
There's no other sane person there, I guess. They're all just... I still don't even know why he's, like, obsessed with this girl.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Like, so...
It's random.
Yeah. He just saw her and imprinted on her. That's just it.
Well,
I'll live with that if that's it.
She walks up onto his porch to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Boo Radley house.
And then he peeks his head out, and that's...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
He's
enough.
like, I'm going to kill that girl now.
Gotcha.
Because he just kills people just for fun. So he just sees her, and then he's like, oh, well. Because he kills his sister, so I think just seeing another teenage girl, he's like, oh, I can get that feeling again.
Yeah. I want to kind of skip just a little bit ahead. So, do you think he has, like, actual thoughts, though?
What do you mean?
Because he steals the gravestone of his sister and plants it in the bed and poses that chick in the bed. Mm-hmm. And then places them in the closet, in both closets. Mm. Or the wardrobe in the closet.
Yeah.
So he's got to be thinking ahead because he knows that's going to freak her out.
Yeah. I think
You know what I mean?
He's got some weird, like...
He's planning
because before she comes up on the porch, him and her and the younger boy were talking about, like, oh, that's the Myers house. So he knows that she knows the Myers name, so putting his sister's tombstone, he knows that's...
Yeah,
he's definitely doing this for sport. Like,
yeah,
he's
so he's
psychopath.
got a little more than... But the doctor the whole time is like, he's like an animal. Yeah. So it's a little more than that. He's got some thoughts here.
I mean, animals play with their food, too.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. In a really weird way.
That's a little intricate though. That's really intricate shit right there.
Yeah, he does some like crazy. That's another funny part. Like, so this whole time, like, the chain of events that he's like setting off, people are reacting like it's nothing. Like, there's we find out that how he got like all the stuff to kill people. He broke into a store. He stole a knife, duct tape, and a rope or something like that.
Yeah.
And a mask.
And a mask.
Yeah.
And then they're all like, it's a big thing. Everybody's standing outside the hardware store because it just got broken into. And they're like, well, he only stole this stuff. And I was like, that's fucking murder stuff.
Yeah, and they're like, must be kids.
Yeah. And the whole time, the doctor's like the only sane one for the longest time.
100%
because he's like, that was Michael. Like, that was the guy.
Yeah.
And then, they're like, well, just a couple things stolen. It's weird. And then, that's a funny scene. Michael has the car throughout the whole movie that he stole from the beginning, and the doctor's standing there. He's like watching the hardware store, and behind him, Michael just drives by.
Yeah, you think Michael just saw him? He's like shit, and just starts. Just like puts his head down.
Yeah, he's like down like this, dude.
But it's like, why did they even stop? Because the people that stop at the hardware store to talk to the sheriff are the sheriff's daughter, which is Jamie Lee Curtis's character's friend.
I think Annie.
And also Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
But they're like in the car and they're like smoking a joint. And then they're just like, oh shit, that's my dad. And in my head, I'm just like, oh, the dad sees him. But no, the dad's just investigating the hardware store. And then they pull up to the hardware store, park, and then talk to him. It's like,
they're like, hey, Dad.
You could have just drove off. But they only did that just to further the plot of, hey, this guy stole this stuff.
Yeah.
Just so they could say something about it.
So the movie progresses. Mike, I'm just going to call him Mike.
Yeah,
Big Mike, he comes back into town. He has the car. He needs new clothes. Or, I don't know. His first murder victim is just a guy that drove a truck, and he stole his clothes, right?
Yeah, just so he could have, like, the trucker suit.
Yeah, so they find... The doctor ends up finding his body, and that's what alerts him to know that, hey, Mike's back in his old town. And he calls the cops, like, hey, this escaped, very deranged criminal, because he's a murderer, is in your town again. It's Michael Myers. Remember him? He's back. You guys need to be on the lookout for him. The cop's like, nah, we're good. And basically just hangs up on him.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, you get a credited psychiatrist, therapist, whatever the hell he is, calling you to let you know that this threat's coming, and you just say, nah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing bad happens in this town, except for maybe 15 years ago when this 6-year-old killed his older sister.
Yeah,
that's another thing. So
is he back now?
There was they never stated, well, maybe they did, but I just didn't realize. But the doctor, he was like, so 15 years ago, I got assigned this kid. He was 6 years old. So we're like thinking about it. It's like, homeboy's 21.
Yeah.
And he's like huge ass dude that, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like, how the fuck? And that's my age. Like, think about me running around.
Yeah, murdering people.
Choke slamming bitches and fucking, I don't know. Yeah. I just think it's so funny. I don't know if we should put that audio in there or not. I think that's hilarious. It was like 15 years ago and he was 6 and we were like, he's 21?
We all stopped there doing the math real quick.
That's so funny.
We all had to like pop our brains on for a second.
Yeah.
So the movie continues. He just ends up following Jamie around through a bunch of different locations. He doesn't really start doing anything creepy until... he starts stalking her, and then she feels like she's being stalked, and then he can just melt into bushes, apparently.
Dude, yeah, he just disappears. She walks, and then he's just gone. So in our heads, it's like, did he just sprint down that alleyway, or did he just hide in the bushes? Like, he's just gone.
So it follows her around for a large majority of the movie, and she's just slowly getting more freaked out. And then finally, the night of Halloween is when shit kicks off. Mm-hmm. So Annie and Jamie Lee Curtis's character, what is her name? It's Jamie. Fuck it. So Annie and
Freaky Friday.
They live across the street, or the house that that Jamie is house sitting for and taking care of their son is across the street from Annie. Michael then goes to Annie's house, caps her real quick. Fucking, how does he kill her? He
chokes her out.
Yeah,
she's taking care of her little sister,
Lindsay.
That's very important. We're coming back to that in a second.
Yeah.
So she takes Lindsay over to Freaky Friday's house just so she can watch her while Annie goes to pick up Paul, her boyfriend, because she has the house to herself. She got rid of her sister. Let's fuck. That's what she's thinking.
Yeah.
So she then gets in her car, and that's when Mike pops out of the back seat. Cue Chance's fear of not looking at back seats for the
Whenever I unlock my car, I do a double take just to make sure. You never know.
That's safe. No, that's safe thinking.
Yeah. Or if my car is at all unlocked, like even if I think, oh, did I unlock it? I will always double check. Yeah. So like just for movies like this, it's like you never know.
Yeah.
At least with my car, it's small, so like if there's someone in my car, you can see them like probably like
in the corner. I'm gonna get this fucking fuck.
Yeah. Get ready!
So Mike's hanging out in the back seat. He pops up. One hand strangles Anne until she's dead. She dies in the dumbest way possible for me. You know when you're getting choked out, you slowly fade, and then you're knocked out, so it's like you're sleeping? She just all of a sudden goes, and then just dies.
Yeah,
but she's being strangled.
She's like, like for so long, too, I feel like.
And then she's like,
yeah.
And then her eyes are open and she just slumps down.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Like he wasn't choking her enough to make her die from being choked.
Yeah.
And then finally he just breaks her neck with his hand. Like
if that's what it was, not allowed. But
that's
it didn't
so
even look
dumb.
like he broke her neck.
Yeah. Like, why are you giving half effort and then 100% out of nowhere? Like, I don't know.
He's like,
so
plus
weird.
ultra. Yeah. Fucking snaps her neck.
Good job. His hand
United States of Smash.
So she gets got. And then two dickhead friends show up.
Yeah.
So this is the part I'm going to lie to tell us because he was the one that pointed this one out.
So this is the funny part. So they pull up. I think this is for sure a continuity error. I guess. Is it continuity?
Maybe not continuity, but it's a pedophile error.
Yeah, full pedophile error. So the one that just got killed, her name's Anne. She's a teenager. Lindsay is her little sister or whatever. She's
little sister. She's babysitting her.
Yeah,
she's babysitting
She's
her?
babysitting her.
I thought it was little sister.
That's why she was getting mad about the dog. She's like, Lindsay, your dog.
That makes sense. I just thought she was a bitch older sister. That's why the dog hated her.
Babysitting.
Gotcha.
So, Linda and Bob are the names of the two people that pull up. I know. They're all old people.
They're drunk driving, first of all.
Yeah, they're drunk driving, those fucks. So, they pull up, and they're all hot and horny. They're gonna go fucking get it on. Yeah. God, that was gross.
Sucking and fucking.
So, they're in the van, and they're talking. They're like, so here's the Bob. He's the fucking douchebag. He's like, so the plan is, I take off your clothes, then you take off my clothes, and then I take off Lindsay's clothes. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't the little girl's name Lindsay?
Yeah, it took us a second.
So, yeah, they were, because they had just mentioned Anne and Lindsay. So he, like the actor, switched the names, but they didn't even think.
Oh, you think he switched the names? I thought it was a bad joke.
Oh, yeah.
It could have been a bad joke for that era.
It could have been.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it was just a bad joke.
But just could have
if
been
that's
a
the case, keep in mind, Lindsay is 6 years old.
Yes.
A fucking creep, if that's, like, for real. So, yeah, in my mind, like, the actor just fucked up.
I really hope that's what it was. Because, like, that's such a bad joke to make. Who says that about a little kid?
Yeah, because they're not talking about Anne.
Bob does.
Bob does.
Bob does. So
who talks about kids that way? Bob does.
And we had to rewind it. We were like, what the fuck? Is that for real? And yeah, the rest of the movie, they're like, Lindsay's the little girl. Anne is the one who just got killed. She's the adult. Or,
they say that
teenager.
word for word.
Yeah, word for word. Michael says it, actually. It's kind of weird.
He's like, dude, did you hear what Bob said?
That's why I fucking got him. Yeah. So they get into the house, and then they start sucking and fucking, because they realize that they have the house to themselves.
And Michael's just
weirdly watching.
Mouth breathing.
Yeah. He's full on mouth breathing downstairs, and they don't hear him.
No, I mean, to be fair, though, wearing a mask like that, it kind of does get... It gets hard to breathe through your nose, because it does get hot.
Yes, back to Anne's death, Annie, whatever her name was. Yeah. I like how they did that, because when she first gets in the car, she notices there's, like, condensation.
There's like, fog.
Because he's breathing.
Yeah, she starts wiping, you're like, what's that? And then he pops out and kills her. I like that part. Yeah. That was kind of cool.
It reminds me of Titanic.
How long do you think that they put him in there to build up that condensation?
Right?
You know? Yeah. They're just like, hey, dude, you're gonna have to sit here as soon as it gets fogged up. She's walking in, he's just sitting there.
What if he never told him? Like we want you to fully emulate Michael and just like hide.
Yeah.
Don't tell us where. So she's like
Or
really like, oh shit.
They put him in there and they just wait a little while.
Yeah, they wait
like,
6 hours with the windows rolled up.
Yeah, scene 1, like take 2 or whatever.
They don't even tell him what to do. They're like, all right, hide in there, and then he's
Yeah.
just like, when the fuck is she coming?
He's just so mad he really starts strangling her.
I've been in here for hours.
Or the whole time
my
he's
dog
like,
died.
He's like, no, I gotta act, and he's like, no,
I'm like basking in my own mouth heat.
So then back to the bed. Linda and Bob they get done. What? Okay.
No, he said back to the bed. I was like, okay.
Okay. So back there. They want more beer after they're done sucking and fucking. I love that term. I don't know why. So they're done doing that.
Bumping uglies.
Oh, I just thought of the Beast of Two Backs. You know how long it took me to realize what that was?
Oh.
It's missionary. That's why. There you go, Lige. Anyway, so...
what's missionary?
So Bob goes downstairs to get beer. He thinks that Louise, I think her name's Louise, because he starts saying another L name. Anyway, he thinks Jamie Lee Curtis is playing a prank on him, so he starts calling her name out. Mike Myers comes up, picks his ass up, stabs him to a wall. He's hanging there.
Yeah.
It's a kitchen knife.
Yeah.
It can't do that.
Yeah. It was like,
I mean, have you tried?
And
Shit, Chance, you're right. I've never actually tried.
Yeah, that's funny because like in reality, like you see him hanging there, but like physically, the knife is only like
It's
few
not even
inches.
yeah,
it's like
it's
a
not
few
even
inches
halfway
in
in.
them. Yeah,
Exactly.
from what we see, but I still think it's a cool kill.
Yeah.
It's a cool kill.
I think it's perfected in like
The remake.
If it was just a
Yeah,
bigger
they do
knife,
I
or
think
like
they do the kill again in the remake.
Really? Okay.
But they do it better.
Because there's also a scene. Oh no! I'm thinking of the scene from Jason where he fucking slams whoever's in the.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but like there's so many scenes that like I get mixed up because there's just so many like that. But this is the original, so this is like a big thing. But yeah, I feel like it could have been done better.
Could have been,
but it was still good. It was honestly still really good.
It was my favorite kill of all of it. Because, I mean, it is cool. It is really cool, but I just, my head, that's not real.
Yeah. And then he kills the girlfriend because she calls Freaky Friday, and then he just like grabs a phone cord and chokes her. What's a phone cord?
What's that?
But yeah, chokes her. But Freaky Friday thinks that they're getting freaky on the other line because she's like, and then she's like, okay, guys.
That's a part 2 titties.
For, part 2. We saw titties before that.
Titties
so
round 2.
Before he kills her, though, he shows up in he's acting like a ghost. And he has a sheet.
I forgot
He
about
has a
that.
sheet over his body,
there.
and he's got Bob's glasses on over the sheet.
Yeah.
That part was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny that they did that.
Yeah.
And then he just
some pipe.
Yeah, he just sits there and mouth breathes at her, and then she starts yelling at him like, "Why aren't you answering me?" And then she gets up to call, and then she gets got the fuck out. Which then precedes the most boring 2 minutes of my life, where I literally almost fell asleep.
Honestly, the rest of the movie isn't that exciting.
Yeah, well, I was talking about when she's walking across the street
Yeah,
to
it's
go investigate.
it's literally 2 minutes of her walking.
She opens the door, and then it just starts doing their theme music, and it's like so slow. I almost fell asleep.
Yeah, I was getting bored. I was like, man,
I was so fucking bored, dude.
Yeah.
And then she gets there, she gets chased around the house. Bah.
Yeah, he like misses the one stab and like hits her arm. It's like you have the surprise on her. You could have easily killed her.
Yeah,
but this might have been the point where he's like trying to play with her.
I wrote that down. I was like, inconsistent skill. Like there are times where he's like, boom, stabs you in the fucking eye, or like whatever, like a really crazy kill.
Yeah,
and then right here he's like, and barely cuts her arm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what makes me think that he's like trying to play with her. So she like
fuck around,
has a game. She falls down the stairs head first.
Yep,
alive.
She's fine.
She's fine.
And maybe a broken leg, but then she like runs later on.
She starts running.
Yeah, she runs to the neighbors. They originally turn a light on, and then they open the doors, and she's like, "Help me!" And she like has a cut in the blinds, and then they just turn the light off. I was like, "That makes sense."
They close the blinds and turn the lights off. And just like, bye.
Yeah, and so then she runs to Tommy. I think his name's Tommy's house.
I think it's Tommy.
She runs to his house, and he's upstairs, and she's like, "Open the door! Like I need help!" And then he takes us like mosey downstairs.
The little boy
like,
she's babysitting, by the way.
Yeah,
So she runs back to the babysitting house.
Yeah, and then like he like just woke up, and he's like taking 5 minutes to get downstairs.
Holy crap! And she's screaming, like blood curdling screaming.
Yeah,
open the door! And he's like, "No, I'll just take forever."
Yeah, I love Jamie Lee Curtis in this because she does express like how scared she is, like, and she just yells at him, like, "Go upstairs!" And I was like, "Damn, my babysitter yelling at me."
Yeah. So, I at this part, I was complimenting Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, hey, at least she's kind of smart about all this. But then the last parts of the movie, she makes the dumbest mistakes, one right after another.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like, Mike comes in the house, and then, like, he's right behind her, and then she stabs him in the neck with, like, a sewing needle, and then he falls down.
A crochet needle.
Yeah,
a giant, huge needle, not just a little sewing needle.
Yeah, but it didn't go, like, it hardly went in because he saw most of the needle.
But it was enough for him to act like he died.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's on the ground. She has his knife, and then...
She just drops it.
Yeah, she drops it.
Right next to him.
She's like, I'm done.
Yeah, she just drops it, looks at his body for like 5 seconds, runs back upstairs to where Lindsay, was it Lindsay? What was the little girl's name?
Lindsay and Tommy.
Lindsay and Tommy are waiting for him.
The little girl.
Yeah, the little girl. She's fully clothed.
Thank God!
So they run upstairs to that. And then, lo and behold, did you guys see the background shadows? You can see Michael walking up the stairs. It was really cool.
Yeah, I like those kind of shots.
Yeah, that was cool. So you see Michael start walking up the stairs, or his shadow does, and then she's like, "Quick, go run in the room!" And then she throws him into this one room. She runs down the hall, takes a left, opens a window, and then hides in the closet. Could be a good move, except she's hitting every coat hanger.
Yeah, she's like,
everything on the way down.
And she's like,
she's making noise in the closet the whole time.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, and then like he's like sitting there jiggling the door for a while, and like as I was saying, I was like, he literally punched a hole through a door. Why wouldn't he punch? And then he just whack.
Boom!
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
He breaks in. His knife ends up... Oh, no. So she takes a coat hanger, stabs him in the eye.
Great fucking shot.
That's what I was thinking. Like, how the hell...
First tee.
You're panicking, and then the first try, you nail him right in his right eyeball. Just nail his ass. Or left.
If it was me, I'd just be trying to stab him in the face. She probably just got lucky.
See, if it was me, I never would have dropped the knife to begin with. He's a fucking coat hanger. So she pokes his eye out. He drops the knife. She takes the knife and stabs him right in the ribs. That's a good stab.
Yeah.
I was all for that. Guess what she does next, audience? She drops the knife next to him and walks away.
Yeah.
Again! She did it again! She didn't sit there and stab his ass. She just stabbed him once and walked away.
The first time I'd be like, I'm going to stab you in the head with the knife, and then I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep stabbing.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep stabbing until someone pulls me off.
And then,
but I guess...
Boom. Then Mike comes up to her again, starts strangling him, and this is where Dr. Loomis comes in.
Is that his name, Dr. Loomis?
Yeah.
Loomis, yeah.
And then... like shoots him one time and then goes in the room and then shoots him like 3 or 4 more times.
The funny part is
maybe.
Maybe. The funny part is that I didn't ever notice that he shoots him and he's like, oh, and falls back into the room. And then when he comes in, he's just standing there. Like
he's standing straight up.
He's like, what?
He supposedly got shot in the head too.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how that happened.
But then he shoots him multiple times. He falls outside. He checks on her, then looks outside, and then Michael's gone, and then
He did the same trick 3 times in a row.
3 times he did.
It pisses me off.
First 2 make sense, I guess.
No. The first one, maybe. The second one, no.
I give
the third one, no.
Yeah, I give the first one an excuse because she is in high school.
I'll give you the first one.
Like, the first shock, like, she just never experienced this before.
And you just killed a person, so that's pretty big.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the second time, it's like, okay, you double tap that shit.
Yes,
dude.
exactly.
Yeah. And then, he gets shot.
Yeah, and then
I don't know.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, and that's...
and then it ends.
Is that how it ends?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end.
Yeah, this also did well. It had a budget of $3,000.
Oh, you can kind of tell, to be honest with you. You can tell.
Because it's not much. It really, it's all normal shit in the movie.
Yeah. It's really you just paying crew, I feel like.
And then it made $60 to $70 million.
Oh.
It literally made its budget in 72 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was actually declared like an independent film because of its budget.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that makes sense for all the prequels and shit. Or not the prequels, but the sequels.
Yeah, no wonder they keep cranking them out.
Oh, yeah.
So many. And it's kind of funny, too, because there are some, that a lot of people don't know about, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was filmed over 20 days. This is like production-wise and everything. 20 days.
Damn.
And it was originally called The Babysitter Murders because he was literally just like... It was supposed to be just someone just trying to kill a bunch of babysitters, which he does.
Yeah, he does.
He absolutely
goes after
does it.
2 different ones.
And pedophiles.
Yeah. And the mask is a Captain Kirk mask, which they widen out the eyes, they paint over it with white. And it just like blows my mind, like what would have been if they just never changed any of it. Is this Captain Kirk just coming up on you?
See Shatner's face coming at you.
Schmuck. What are you...
All right. So yeah, Brady, since you haven't seen it again, what's your?
Oh, I'll give this one a 1.5. Of all the three, I like this one the most. Yeah. There's just a lot that pissed me off. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't have nostalgia looking at this. This is fresh eyes for me.
Yeah.
Not great.
I would give it probably 3.5, 4, maybe 4. But I the reason I would rate it so high is because it's just one of the classic movies that I love. Like I love the horror classic movies and so I get that 3.5, maybe 3.75.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll give this one also a 2.5, just because of the nostalgia, and it kind of scares me because of the randomness that it is. Again, from when I was talking about Tusk, shit like this could actually happen where someone just pursues you with a knife just because.
Yeah, but then they can get shot 8,000 times and it's fine.
Yeah, and they're just totally fine. Yeah, this was episode 3. Good episode.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't all of our favorite movies, but next week will be better. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Boys Night Pics. Normal Boys, Normal Night, PICS.
Normal Pics.
Send some pics.
Go on YouTube, Boys Night Pictures. We're still available on all the same platforms as we were last time, and Google Podcasts.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Improvement.
I know we got an extra listener today. I told somebody about it.
Let's go.
Google Podcast. That's one more view.
Yeah, and we told Devin, and hopefully he listens and shows all of his friends. And hopefully, if you're a new listener, you'll show your friends. Be like, oh, you want to hear some amateurs talk about movies? This is just for you.
Boom.
Next week is going to be a little bit more of a fun week. We're going to have...
I'm so excited.
We're going to have Let's Be Cops with 2 of the cast members from New Girl. Killing it. We're going to have the original Mortal Kombat, which...
Wait, which Wayne's is that? Is it in...
it's...
Because if it's the Wayne's I'm thinking of, if you say he's just from New Girl...
It's one of the Waynes.
Yeah, that's the most famous Wayne.
No, this is not one of the most
famous.
Is it not?
No.
I think you're thinking...
this is the one
I'm thinking of Marlon.
Oh, Marlon. Oh. Well, that's not the one I was thinking.
And our main event will be...
Major Pain.
Baby Driver, which I've never seen, but I've always wanted to see since it's come out in theaters.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, Elijah's
it's so good. I've seen it. It's great.
And it's funny because...
you want to get spoiled?
No.
Get ready for this. Zombies!
Oh,
fuck. Because it's Chance's movie. I haven't seen it. Chance has seen it, but Brady watched it because it's...
I got it from you guys.
Yeah, you
borrowed it from me.
Yeah, my internet was down. I needed movies, so I borrowed it from you and watched it.
Yeah, look forward to next week. If you have any recommendations, comment on any of our platforms, and hopefully you'll be in the lineup for the following week. So yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Boys Night, Boys Night, Boys Night, Boys Night.